Hey, welcome to Screenplay Junkie. My name's Drew Hellmich, and I'm a screenwriter. Film is a pretty sweet medium of art. However, before anything can make it to the big screen, it must start as a blueprint, text on paper. So if you're a fellow addict of film and storytelling, come join us as we take a look at various types of screenplays, short stories, and other source material that were crucial to the creation of the stories that we all love. I must warn you, though, there will be spoilers, so I do recommend being familiar with the title that's being discussed. Sound good? Cool. Then let's get started. Welcome back, fellow story addicts, to Screenplay Junkie episode number 31. Drew, Matt, and Bryan here, and we've got a film review today of the 1988 sci-fi family movie, Mac and Me.
You've probably never heard of it.
Maybe you have.
What's
Maybe
the title?
you have.
What's it? Mac and Me?
Yeah.
Is that grammatically correct?
I don't think so.
Mac
to be
and
honest
Me.
with you. It'd be Mac and I.
Mac
I'm,
and I.
I'm no English perfectionist, but I think it's Mac and I.
I think that's why the movie sold.
Yeah, no one wanted to go see it just because they were like, oh, that's a grammatical error. I can't go watch that on the big screen. No, they didn't go see it because they found out it stunk. But we'll get to that.
We should mention, though, that this was a listener recommendation, so thank you for that. Hell yeah.
Yeah, thank you.
And
You know who
And
you
the
are.
recommendation
Yeah.
came from a clip in this movie. And the clip in this movie is just one that it will live on forever.
Uh-huh.
And you probably have seen it.
It's
a young boy in a wheelchair flying down a hill and zooming off a cliff into a body of water. And then the alien pokes its head out, and that's the
Right.
clip. That's the only part of this movie
Yeah.
I've ever seen.
Yeah.
And
It's playing some song, but I
I've seen
forgot
it-
what song it is.
I've seen
It's
it on
really,
Twitter,
it's
Instagram,
really funny.
like an 80s song.
No, I think it's like some rap song. Well, there's probably multiple edits of it, but
it's
really funny.
This particular scene, I feel like, is such a meme generator.
And that's, and that's what our
the alien
listener,
itself is a meme generator.
our
Yeah.
listeners saw this clip and said, review that movie.
Right, yeah.
And that's why we're doing this.
So, if you're out there and you want to hear something else for us to review, let us know on any of our platforms, and we'll do our best to
Yeah,
get to
Instagram,
it.
email us,
Yeah.
DM me. I always like to get a good DM.
Or if you're into
Slide on
snail
in.
mail, send us a nice mail. Don't forget the stamp. So we're going to be doing something a little different today, though, because, based on the episodes, we normally read and watch whatever we're covering before we record. However, today we decided to record segment 1, discuss some the normal things we do, make some predictions, and then watch the movie.
I'm excited about this. We haven't watched it yet.
No,
I have no idea.
All we've seen is the clip, and we've read the log line.
it's going to be different.
Matt, you want to run us with that log line?
We're not ready for that yet.
Okay.
We're gonna get there.
Jumping the gun over here. You're excited.
I
aren't you?
am, dude.
Brian,
Getting
I
your
need
jump
to
into
get
Mac
to
and
the
Me.
movie. He's got the popcorn in the microwave. He's ready to go. He's ready to sit down and watch this thing.
So yeah, after we watch the movie, we'll just come back to segment 2, fresh off viewing this stellar experience, I want to say.
God. Interstellar, rather, because we have an extraterrestrial, right? It's an interstellar experience.
But before we even dig into segment 1, we just want to mention our revised summer release schedule. If you follow us on Instagram, you may have seen that we announced that we will be releasing episodes every 2 weeks. Same time, same day, Mondays at 9 a.m. Summer's busy, man. Go outside and play, enjoy the weather. We may also be working on other projects, so we'll just leave you with that cliffhanger.
Yeah, so just be on the lookout. Still episodes coming, but look out for some other stuff, too.
Now, Brian, I think it is time to transition over to some IMDb info.
Okay, that means log line.
What is that? What does IMDb stand for?
International Movie Database.
The Internet Movie Database.
Oh,
Really?
internet, not
Yes.
international.
Okay, that makes sense. International would fit too.
Maybe intercontinental?
Sure, maybe.
that could
Or
be it.
Interstellar.
Ah, yeah. All right, cool. So this is Mac and Me, everybody. Made in 1988. Came out August 12th, 1988. It's got a 3.3 out of 10 user rating on IMDb on this website.
So pretty poor.
Yeah.
It is
pretty poor.
trash. It is
Ouch.
trash. But,
Ouch.
but like we said earlier, this is like a cult classic movie for just like, it's a Razzie. I guess that's the best way to describe
Yeah,
it.
Razzie Awards.
It's on the
Yeah,
top 100
totally.
like worst movies ever made list. All right, but here's the log line. An alien trying to escape from NASA is befriended by a wheelchair-bound boy. And that's all we know. That's what we know.
I mean, we've already said this. What does it sound like?
E.T.
Yeah.
Sounds like E.T., yeah.
Which
but he's not wheelchair-bound.
Which came out 3 years prior,
NASA.
I believe. E.T. came out 3 years before.
Oh, really? This totally makes
Sometime in
sense
the
for
80s.
release.
It came out in the 80s, yeah.
It's early 80s. We didn't check. Maybe we should.
Well, even the movie poster for Mac and Me looks just like E.T. And we were talking about this before, but
It does, yeah. I mean, while we're discussing the logline, though, I mean, set E.T. aside, like that logline sounds kind of cute, you know. As some people would say, like, an alien befriends a handicapped boy, and they have to overcome adversity.
And just if you're
Doesn't that
curious,
sound cute?
6-year difference, 1982 E.T.
Okay,
6 years went by. Okay.
all right,
Not long enough because the movie flopped, but
sure.
it was directed by Stuart Raffle, and it was written by Stuart Raffle and Steve Feek. So poor Stu, he wrote and directed. This was his baby. Mac and
He thought it was
his
the
baby.
greatest idea, but
Yeah, no.
we don't know yet.
And he claims that he started writing this before E.T.
Yeah.
came out.
Sorry, Stu.
Is that actually?
No, I'm just,
Oh, okay.
He's so full
I'm
of
just giving
shit
him a
on
hard
that.
time.
There's no way that would be true. In fact, I tried to make that claim. It's bullshit. All right, so starring in this movie is no one that you care about. The only person I'll mention is Jade Calgary. He's the
idea
guy
who
that
he
plays
is.
the lead. He's the kid in the wheelchair.
Okay.
All
His
right.
name in the movie is Eric Cruz. And I'm just mentioning him because in
He
real
cruises
life,
around in the wheelchair.
he cruises around in a wheelchair everywhere he
Oh,
goes.
he actually is?
The
Wow.
kid
Oh.
actually has been in a wheelchair his whole life. Now he's a
Okay,
grown
okay.
man.
Alright.
And
Alright.
he's still in a chair, and he's living a great life.
Most definitely.
He's a photographer now. Yeah.
Wow.
This is what I did today. This is what I spent my time doing. Looking up kids in a movie from 1988 and what the fuck they're doing now.
Well, I appreciate that. I'm glad they cast a kid that
Yeah,
that
right.
actually has that.
It makes
But
condition.
off that clip, they actually dumped this man into a lake.
Totally doubt that was probably a dummy.
Well, we'll see with our own eyes. That's a good question to answer after we watch the movie. Was it a dummy flying off the cliff,
Or was
it
it
was. I hope it was.
Was it a real boy?
This kid does his own stunts too.
I don't know. I mean, that'd be incredible.
It would be.
Well, let's talk budget here, all right? Because the budget was $13 million. And
Holy
if
shit.
if they're sending stunt kids over mountaintops into lakes, that's a lot of budget right there. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna guess now it's gonna be a dummy going into the water in a
Absolutely.
wheelchair.
Yeah.
$13 million budget. The movie made only $6 million.
Oh, okay, all right. I mean, that's not that bad. Like you sometimes you'll see really, really bad differences as far as not even achieving
Yeah.
their budget at all.
It's pretty bad.
That's still bad though. I
Damn,
mean, that's a
$7
lot of
million that
money.
you just ate though.
Yeah, it's a lot of
It's
money.
just gone.
There's
It's
worse.
never coming
out there.
back. It's never coming
No
back.
way.
And now
Wow.
everyone just laughs at your movie forever. So like I said earlier, this is listed amongst the 100 most amusingly bad movies ever made in the official Razzie Movie Guide. Wow.
So yeah, I don't know if you know what a Razzie is, but it's like
It's the opposite of an Oscar.
Yeah, essentially. Yeah.
It's terrible. You don't want
You
one.
do not want one.
I mean, what?
It's
what
still
else
an
is
award,
on that
though.
list? Like that list.
Like
Baby
Rambo,
Jesus.
Rambo Part 2.
I mean, could you imagine watching each one of those like in order?
I wonder what number one.
Oh,
Oh,
man.
there probably isn't not a number one. It's just an award that you receive.
So I know for a fact I've looked through all the Razzies, like mainly the writing and like the actor awards, and Sylvester Stallone movies are in there all the time.
Wow.
He doesn't care.
No,
Here, ready? I'll do another impression. I don't care about that.
thank you,
That's all I got.
thank you, Sly.
Well, now that we just talked about the whole Razzie thing, right? Well,
Yeah,
before this movie was made, the producer, the exec producer on it, I don't have his name, but he was on a hot streak because he just made Karate Kid and Karate Kid 2 right before Mac and Me.
all right.
So,
Oh, wow.
big box office
Oh,
hits. Daniel-san, whoa, wax on, wax off. Success. Just success everywhere. Cha-ching, money in the bank. Then he was like, Mac and Me, let's
do it.
13 mil.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, flop city.
Completely looked
Didn't
past
work.
the grammar and was just like, let's do it.
That's a good
Mac
track
and Me,
record.
alliteration, aliens, and a kid in a wheelchair. Box office hit. Psych. Didn't work.
No way.
I just thought that was funny. I mean, having huge success on 2 movies, and then like the third one, you're just like, yes, because these are like his first credits. This guy.
Okay.
Wow.
Hey man, that happens.
Failure.
You can't hit every time. I guess.
You miss every shot you don't take.
Yeah, right.
Wayne Gretzky. So Mac, right? Mac. That's the name of the creature, the little alien that befriends this boy.
Mm-hmm.
And
Okay.
MAC is an acronym for mysterious alien creature. Sound familiar?
No. Yes.
Sound familiar? An
Yeah,
acronym?
extraterrestrial,
Oh,
ET.
yeah, just like
that.
ET.
I hate that.
Yeah, see, this is I don't like what they're doing already with this movie.
If he dresses up like a girl in this, I'm done. I'm walking away from the movie.
Or if he's feeding him M&Ms instead of Reese's Pieces.
They fly away on their bicycles. at one
No,
point.
no.
He's on the
saying
pegs.
It's not going to be a bicycle. It's going to be a pogo stick.
Or a wheelchair. Don't forget about that.
No, dude, it's going to be a pogo stick.
Yeah, I mean, anyways, so back to Mac and Me. Coca-Cola and McDonald's backed this movie big time, so get ready for a lot of product placement in this
Okay.
movie.
All right. Well, actually, while we're here, we should mention our new sponsor, right?
If you
Yes, we do.
Yeah, we do.
Indeed. We finally, we're getting a 25-cent income off this ad here.
like. Each, 25 cents each.
Each.
We're-
That's split amongst three of us.
We're all 25 cents richer.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Well, 25 divided by 3.
But the
Cents.
Oh, you're right. I don't know how to do
Read
math.
the ad. Read the fucking ad. Right?
okay.
Are you tired of having spaghetti arms? Are you sick of being treated like a loser? Are you a grown man who's completely fed up being bullied by young children? Then you need Rage Energy. Quench your thirst and achieve your maximum threshold with 100 grams of pure rage, 100 grams of strength extract, 100 grams of dragon tears, and 0 grams of that wimpy shit you find at your local smoothie shop. Get your Rage Energy and feel the rage. Warning, not for weak children under the age of 10. Side effects may include hair loss, hair gain, CTE, family erosion, popped blood vessels, halitosis, bad breath, and redundancy.
All right, thank you for our new sponsor. That was awesome.
That was great, yeah. Really looking forward to that.
All right, now that we're back from our ad, I want to go back to that clip I mentioned earlier, right? The clip that sparked this whole episode that our viewers saw. And that clip is shown a lot by Paul Rudd. So whenever Paul Rudd goes on Conan O'Brien
Yeah.
to promote one of his movies, no matter if it's Ant-Man, it could be anything he's in, he's like, all right, like, I'm going to show a clip from my new movie. Let's run the clip. And then it may start with something real, but then it always cuts to the scene of Mac and Me where the kid flies off the cliff in the wheelchair. And it's the same one we've always seen.
Paul Rudd loves
every
it.
time he goes on late night, he does it.
Dude, I thought of that
I've
actually.
never seen this, yeah.
I don't know where, but when I associate that scene with Paul Rudd, and it's probably because I saw that, but I don't
probably
remember.
watched- yeah.
But I don't remember watching
You
it.
probably just saw a YouTube video. Maybe you
Yeah.
saw it live. Who
Wow.
knows? But Paul Rudd, look, he's going to do it again. I mean, just wait. It's only a matter of time. Ant-Man 3's got to be coming out at some point.
I feel like this is like predictable now. It's like not even funny, Paul Rudd.
I think it's funny. I mean,
To do
when
it like
when
one
you-
or
when
two
you
times,
see-
not
when-
every time.
But when you watch that clip, you're going to laugh.
I'm going to
I know,
have to
I've seen
rewatch
the
that
clip. I know what it is. But like Paul Rudd, come on, do something new.
I say just keep it going. Why not?
Milk it.
Why not? Exactly. Well, now that we're mentioning stars, we can keep talking about star power. And Jennifer Aniston, I bring her up because she's in this movie. It's her first feature film. I thought it was The Leprechaun,
Yeah, me too.
which that
Well,
film
like
is
I
the-
guess as a lead role.
yeah, that film's the first one she speaks
Really?
in this movie.
Oh.
She doesn't have a line, but we're going to be on the lookout for her. Apparently, she's in a McDonald's parking lot. So keep your eyes peeled, guys.
Okay.
So this movie ends, apparently. I'm not giving anything away by saying this. It ends with a freeze frame.
Oh.
So 80s. And
Yeah.
it says "We'll be back" on a title card. So they were predicting mad success on this movie. They were from the get-go, they were like, sequel coming out, part 2. Bet your bottom
Mac
dollar.
and me too.
Yeah, that they wanted it. I mean, they said "We'll be back" after the movie. Like, they legitimately thought this was going to be successful.
Well, I don't know. I guess if you see the ET success, you're like, well, people like it, so it should like this.
All right. Well, I
got-
can't wait to see what that freeze frame is.
Yeah, they're all just like jumping in the air, like the end of Breakfast Club or whatever.
Oh, God.
We'll see. Either way, the producers were really cocky by adding that in there.
yeah,
They got
that's,
really
that's
cocky.
real true.
Yeah, seriously. Jesus.
And I'll end on this. In a review, this was a legit writer in the Washington Post. Richard Harrington is his name. He wrote, "In fact, Mac and Me could just as well have been called OT, the other terrestrial,
Okay.
instead of ET, the extra."
I
Aha.
got it. Yeah, it's funny.
Pretty good. So that's all I got for trivia.
Okay. Cool.
I mean, where are we at? Are we pretty much ready to go watch this movie?
Yeah,
Or,
I mean-
no, we got to ask
What, the
couple questions
predictions?
here. Yeah, a couple predictions.
Yeah, a couple
Like,
just self
All right, let's
predictions
do
here.
some of that.
like we were just talking about this film's a joke. We know that it's a ripoff of ET.
Yeah, right.
But what do we think's going to happen? Right? What's going to happen?
Well, we know from the log line that NASA is involved.
Right.
So NASA's chasing this alien.
Yeah, right.
It's chasing the alien.
And
Yep.
again, E.T., the kid's probably hiding it for an X amount of time.
Yeah.
Is Mac going to
he's-
phone home at any point? Is he going to phone home?
I don't know. Do you think he has a light up finger, or is like his like, he's just like
I mean, he's ugly. He's just as ugly.
he'll just like get a boner and it'll light up.
Oh, jeez. This movie just goes
That's
explicit.
dark. Yeah.
Sorry,
I don't know. I mean, overall, I'm thinking happy ending. It's a kids movie. I'm thinking happy ending.
Wait, it is?
Yeah, it's PG.
Oh, dude, my prediction was that this was going to be like a straight-up action movie with a lot of carnage and crude language.
Yeah,
Mac and me's got an M16 just taking out NASA workers.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's just like biting carotid arteries out of people, and the kid's just like, "Stop it, Mac, please!" He's like, "I'm doing it for you." Just gets really weird.
Yeah, right. Mac Attack.
Yeah, that's the Mac Attack version. But yeah, we don't know what's going to happen. We'll find out. I think I already said this. The movie was backed by McDonald's and Coke, so yeah. Oh,
There's
boy.
going to be a shit ton
A
of it.
lot of
product
that.
placement everywhere.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
for
What do
sure.
you guys think about product placement in movies? What's your stake on that? What's your take?
I like it. I mean, I noticed it, but I don't see a Coca-Cola and it's just like, oh, I want a Coca-Cola. I just like,
No.
I get it. They'll give you money, so as a producer,
Yeah.
I'll be like, sure, I'll put your stuff in my
Yeah.
in my movie.
I get it from like a business standpoint. I mean, as far as like, if I'm watching the movie and it's so in my face like all the time, then it gets annoying.
Oh yeah,
That's what this is going to be. I feel like it's just going to be in our face all the time.
But
the
if,
whole
but
movie,
if
the
it's, but
kid's
if it's
wearing a
there,
Coca-Cola shirt.
yeah, like if it's there and it looks like it's just normal, like reality, where things are there and they're just thrown in there for okay, cool. But like I said, if it's in your face and it's like, all right,
Yeah, then I
get
can
out
totally
here.
see it getting annoying.
Well, we already kind of have proof that it's probably going to be in our face because from what I saw online, there's a whole scene that takes place in a McDonald's. So I can't wait for
Perfect.
that.
And my initial thought: will Ronald McDonald make an appearance
In full clown uniform.
full clown uniform? Will he be hanging out with?
I'm
Mac?
gonna say the Hamburglar.
Who wants a McDouble? Hey.
the Hamburger.
I'm gonna say the
I
Hamburglar is gonna
forgot
be
about
present.
that guy.
I forgot about him too. They had a whole like crew. A
Yeah,
whole
they
McDonald's
did.
Crew,
Yeah, they
man.
did. Yeah.
I forgot about all those guys. Forget about the McDonald's crew. I guess let's just go watch this movie.
And yeah, we'll be right back with our thoughts.
We'll be back in 95 minutes.
Yeah, in our time, not your time.
So listen to 95 minutes of complete
yeah.
silence.
Yeah.
No way.
Okay, we're back.
We're back.
We are finally back. I was actually waiting for this moment because this movie actually a piece of shit.
Yeah,
As we all can
95
agree.
minutes felt like a whole 24 hours.
Coming out
Dude.
swinging, huh?
Oh my god.
You didn't like it, Brian?
No.
You
I
didn't
was
enjoy
Mac
that
and
at all?
disappointed.
Oh,
Mac
okay.
and me, I wasn't a part of it.
I think someone wrote on IMDb, Mac equals cheese. And this movie is complete cheese. It's terrible.
Yeah.
And I agree
But
with that person.
we'll walk you through it, get you some major plot points about the movie, and just some other ridiculous things that we thought happened throughout this film.
Yeah, and I don't know. We might be all over the place. I mean, it's okay because this movie was a mess, so we deserve to be a mess here in this segment. I mean, I guess when the movie started out, if you're familiar with Orion Pictures, they come out with movies like RoboCop or Silence of the Lambs, like movies from the 80s and the 90s. I'm not sure if they make movies still, but I always remember as a kid when Orion Pictures would come on before the movie started, I'd be like, oh, hell yeah, Orion Pictures.
They know what they're doing, you'd hope.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah, but they, I mean, you can't produce a good movie every time, so they were affiliated with this movie. And then I also noticed that the music was done by Alan Silvestri, which when we did Predator, we said his name because
And
he's
it's,
done
like,
a ton of
identical
movies.
in this movie too.
Yeah, the music in Mac and Me sounds just like Predator.
Yeah, it was ridiculous.
Especially at certain points.
It was way too serious.
Which is unfitting. Yeah, it's way too serious. It's a different vibe than a kids movie should have.
Yeah, right. Well, I guess let's just talk about how this movie starts out. So we got Mac and like his alien family, and they're just chilling on, I don't know, a planet or a moon around Saturn, right?
Drinking liquid out of the ground.
Out of the ground.
And some sort of NASA space vehicle lands to gather samples of the the soil or
and the
whatever.
rocks. I think it was rocks specified in the movie.
Moon rocks, essentially, just a bunch of moon rocks.
And the aliens go to inspect, and they just get sucked right up by some sort of tube. It looked weird.
Yeah, these aliens, they don't follow normal physics.
No.
They turn into like a liquid if you suck them up into a vacuum or anything like that. They'll just get sucked up.
They're like rubbery.
Sense. Yeah, and he's
very
like
flexible.
He's like the Fantastic Four guy where his hand could stretch
Mr.
across
Fantastic,
the room.
yeah.
Yes, because these creatures love Coca-Cola, which is a great move by Coca-Cola. And they love McDonald's too. Well, they didn't love McDonald's.
Yeah, their bodies are just able to adjust
only drank
to
Coca-Cola.
Human products. Like, it's nothing.
Well, did he ever eat any food? I
No.
thought the only consumption Mac did in the movie, any of the aliens,
Liquid.
was just drinking Coca-Cola.
Yeah, that's it.
Man, they must have like rotten ass teeth.
Well, we never got to
worst.
see them because I guess while we're talking about the aliens, because we love practical effects as far as creatures are concerned. So, what did you think about the look of Mac?
Ugly.
But we talked about this during the movie. We get the eyes. That was the only thing we give them. They were like
And the
crystal,
googies.
like crystal blue. They
Yeah,
had
the
that
eyes
shine
looked,
on
the
them.
eyes looked really cool. Everything else about him was really terrible, and the adults looked even worse.
Yeah, they did.
What was it? The adults were actual humans, and Mac was like animatronic. You'd say?
Maybe.
I mean, a mixture. There were different times where I'd say they just threw a little kid in the suit.
Okay.
But yeah, when they did like the body shot up of just his head, that's an animatronic or a puppet. Yeah, for sure.
That's where the 13 mil was just pumped into. I wonder what that thing is now, because like they save movie props like that. They don't just throw away $1 million
No way.
animatronic. I mean, it's in someone's basement. It has to be.
And they always made one face. It was like an O face because they communicate by whistling. So they always just had a whistling face essentially.
So
and
lame.
it looked really bad.
Really, really bad.
Yeah, NASA like gets a hold of the creatures, and then all of a sudden they escape, and that's when they intersect with our main character Eric. Right, he's the wheelchair kid.
Yeah,
and his family.
And this creature Mac is just following his family around.
We're looking at
it's
about
like for a half hour of the movie.
Yeah. Like 40 minutes of screen time. You
It's
know,
like a slasher movie where this alien is just like following them around,
Yeah.
doing little things, creeping them out,
Breaking the house.
Who did that? Oh, who put this over there? It's the alien running around naked.
Yeah, and they're oblivious. They don't even know what's going on.
Yeah.
It was pretty bad.
It was pretty dumb. But I mean, eventually, our main character and the little neighbor girl, they see Mac, they see the alien, and this brings us to the iconic downhill wheelchair scene where the kid goes flying into a body of water.
Yeah.
I mean, what'd you guys think of that? It was fun to watch.
It was great. It was just great to see the meme, like in the actual movie, and just how he gets to the water. You know, it was a pretty steep hill for that.
Yeah. You were saying during the movie, Drew, poor choice by the parents to pick a backyard with just a straight downhill shot.
Into like a pond or something.
Get that wheelchair kid some brakes ASAP. Some better brakes.
Yeah, and that was definitely a dummy when they threw him into the water.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, you have
Predictions
to.
were correct. It was a dummy. And the wheelchair was still attached to him, so that'd be pretty scary. You're just like sinking while you're attached to
It
a
is
metal
terrifying
chair.
to imagine, for sure.
They had a pretty great underwater like freestyle shot of Mac swimming to him.
They did.
That was real nice. And he somehow like puts him on his back and basically swims him to shore. And no one still believes him that he got saved somehow. His mom's like, "You swam to the shore?"
How about the part where the creature cleaned the whole house, and the mom was like, "Oh, like the kids cleaned the whole house." It's like, your kid's in a wheelchair. How did he clean the ceiling? Because there was a bunch of like dirt on the ceiling.
Right, yeah.
No one in this movie is intelligent.
She just, she didn't believe anybody for any reason at all. But I want to talk about the family because they moved to California, and they're originally from Chicago, which is pretty sweet.
That's cool, yeah.
You know, hey, shout out Chicago. But
So much Cubs and Bears stuff.
just like too much,
An
dude.
excessive amount.
Too much. Like you'd get shots of the kids' rooms, and then there would be like Bears, like Cubs stuff everywhere. Or there was even one scene where our main character was wearing a Bears hoodie and a Cubs hat. There was a Cubs trash can. It's just like, all right, this is
It's over the
overwhelming.
top. That's what they did with a lot of their products. It
Yeah.
was the three
Coca-Cola.
foods were Skittles,
Yeah,
Coke, McDonald's,
Yeah.
and then it was Chicago Cubs and Chicago Bears were the two sports teams that they were just pumping.
Dude,
Yeah.
other than like McDonald's food,
There were
was
no other foods.
There was no other foods in this movie.
Twice during the movie, two characters asked, like, "Hey, do you want to go get a Big Mac?"
Yeah, I know.
And we think Big Mac.
Yeah,
as
just
in Mac and
incepting
Me.
into your mind, the viewer, like, eat McDonald's.
Well,
Go there now.
and the one character, she worked at McDonald's, and
Yeah,
she wore her
course.
uniform the
The
whole
whole
movie.
time. Yeah. She didn't own any other clothing.
No.
She just wore her work uniform the whole time. Yeah, and they threw her little sister's birthday party at a McDonald's.
Which, oh my god,
This is probably the greatest scene in the entire movie.
it is easily
it's
next
definitely
to the
point where
wheelchair
we
scene.
laughed the most.
So
at this part.
this movie drops you in the parking lot
Of McDonald's.
straight dancing immediately. There's just a pack of children just dancing in the parking lot. Right when the
In
scene
sync.
cuts. In sync, yes.
As this van of our main characters and the alien is pulling up to the McDonald's, while the alien is dressed in a teddy bear costume.
Oh, I already forgot about this.
And I mean, let's just keep going. But before we get to the dancing teddy bear, I mean, so we're in the McDonald's. No one notices that there's a moving teddy bear. No one questions it. It's 1988. Everyone's like, oh, your teddy bear can move. That's normal. No one questions it. And then there's just more dancing.
A bunch of
So
dancing.
much synchronized dancing.
This is while we were watching this, we all agreed this is probably the most ridiculous, like actually really well thought out choreographed dance we've ever seen in a film.
It was really well done.
Like-
I thought it was amazing.
I mean, even associated with musicals, like this was insane.
Absolutely ridiculous. We had children from all ages, football players in full football gear, in the middle of McDonald's.
It was like basically High School
And
Musical
me,
before High
my
School
correction, Ronald McDonald made an appearance.
Oh, that's right.
Musical.
You're
He was
right.
dancing around.
That was another prediction. That was correct.
He was great.
He was
That was
cheering on
great
the
to see him in there. Yeah, no Hamburglar.
Yeah, I was pretty pissed
All
about
right.
that.
Well, the fun didn't last forever though, because the FBI or the NASA showed up. So, like, even when NASA was there though, the dancing didn't stop. The dancing never stopped. And then NASA like starts chasing Mac and our main character Eric on his wheelchair. Like, Eric's a beast. He's rolling down the street as fast as he
absolutely
can.
fast, yeah.
He's hitting hills, going downhill on the street, and these agents are just chasing him like Forrest Gump, running down, Montgomery, Alabama lane. or
They were
whatever.
right behind him the whole time.
The whole time.
Dude,
It was
the
impressive.
kid,
Car at
the
a
kid
point.
went opposite traffic on a freeway.
There
and
were a
was
lot of car
maneuvering
crashes.
around the cars.
There were a lot of car crashes in this movie.
There
Yeah,
were
there
a lot
were.
of car crashes.
There's
3
like at
mil.
least
That's where
3.
3 mil goes.
I guess. But yeah, I mean that whole chase scene was really something because they ran through a mall at one point, and then do you remember the agents like broke a window to keep chasing with a TV? Like that's not something the government does.
No, not at all.
And by the way, we should mention Mac gets separated from his family on Earth, and
Oh yeah, that's the whole plot.
Mac's like trying to find his family who are out in the desert.
We
and they're
forgot
try-
the moral of the plot.
Yeah,
is how
they're
bad
trying-
this movie
it's
is.
okay.
An alien is trying to find his family with the help of a kid. Sound familiar?
E.T. and they whistle to try to. They can whistle long distances to try to communicate with each other and
Right,
locate
yes.
one another.
So where we're at now in the story too is they've ran away from the McDonald's party. They've escaped.
I wanted to stay there, dude.
At this point,
that was hilarious.
The
Are they
parents
still dancing?
the dance party's still going on. The parents have no idea where their kids are, and Mac is just like, without talking to them, he's telling them where to drive their car. Mm-hmm. What?
I didn't really understand that part either because they just kind of cuts to them just like in the desert where throughout the movie that's where like the family is. They're like stranded in the middle of the desert. Like
Yeah, they're wandering.
whistling,
They're not
looking
doing anything.
for Mac, and it's just like they brought us to this one part where they just slam on the brakes and he's like, "Oh, did you see that?" Like this is like the
What I know.
Eric's brother.
The windmills, because apparently Mac had been making straws out of windmills. He's like, we're going the right way.
Yeah, there were 3 things. It was he was putting signs like in their room. It was pictures of horses,
Basically just
And
the
then-
shittiest directions of all time.
and then there was another picture of like some company like logo. And because there was a billboard right out in the middle of the desert somewhere with horses running around freely.
Okay.
Yeah, that's how
All
they
right,
found
all
it.
right,
It was
okay,
silly.
so
It was
dumb.
really silly.
It was dumb.
Yeah, but then they eventually find Mac's family like sleeping in a
Mine shaft.
a mine shaft
Near
They're, like-
death. Near
yeah,
death.
But guess what? How do they revive them, guys? What do you think?
Power of sugar.
Yeah, the only thing these aliens drink, it's Coca-Cola. Duh. It's all they drink. And apparently that's what they were drinking on their home planet, too, out of the ground.
I feel like Coca-Cola needs to get rid of the polar bear as their mascot and just replace them with
Mac.
these
These
aliens
aliens.
from Mac and Me.
That'd be smart. That'd be intelligent. I mean, I feel like I need to start drinking more Coke. There's a lot
It's
of
healthy.
hidden benefits out
It's
there.
healthy, man.
A lot of
Yeah,
hidden
right.
benefits.
So the family's reunited, and at this point, I'm like, so what's the goal here? Like, there's no way they're gonna be. There's no ship. they got transferred to the United States.
And,
you know what I'm saying?
and now they got 4 aliens hopped up on Coca-Cola in the back of their minivan, just causing all kinds of trouble because they can't sit still.
No.
And everything
Skittles.
they touch blows up.
Oh, no, they didn't eat Skittles.
How about that? Like, they have superpowers. Did we talk about that yet?
Not really.
These aliens have superpowers, so they're dangerous, even if they don't intend to be.
Yeah. Yeah, they could
like electrical
like explosions.
They can like
Yeah.
blow stuff up with their finger touch.
Right.
All right,
Yeah.
but
there are weapons.
they our main characters in these 4 aliens now had to pull over to get gas, and we're at a gas station
And
next
more
to
pop.
a supermarket. Yeah, we need more soda. We need more Coca-Cola specifically. And the kids are dumb, and the aliens get out of the car, and they're walking in the supermarket. And now there's hundreds
of
of
eyes.
people with eyes on these aliens just freaking out.
Yeah.
And then the FBI shows up, and then
NASA
NASA
people,
shows
yeah.
up, and there's just like a whole standoff essentially.
Well, the standoff kind of happens because the Papa Mac.
Yeah.
He like acquired.
Daddy alien.
Yeah, he like acquires a gun from like a security guard. And
Yeah,
he's
He's just
disarms
looking.
them.
He's just looking at
and
it.
as a police officer, he easily would have just put caps into him right away if
If you see an
extraterrestrial
alien,
theory- hell yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's just like absolute. Don't shoot! Listen to the kids. You know,
But
but
no, kill the adults, save the babies for experimentation.
God.
Well, I mean, so then they go onto the parking lot.
A random
And,
explosion happens. We were like contemplating this how the supermarket blew up.
Well, what happened was the aliens were going back to their van that they traveled in.
Okay.
And the cops were like, I mean, they had distance, but their weapons at him. And then the wheelchair kid broke off. He's like, I'll go talk to him.
Mm-hmm.
So he starts rolling towards him. And then the cops are like, no, stay here. So they start chasing him. And then one cop, like, it's so bad. There's this shot of a cop, like, tripping over the hood of a car.
Yep.
And when he falls, he accidentally fires his weapon.
Yep.
So all the other cops are like, oh, shit, he fired. So they all open fire.
And that's
then,
what blows up the supermarket.
Well, I don't know if it was that or if, like, whatever the aliens, like, maybe emotional or whatever
Yeah,
sort
like
of
an emotional
reason.
response caused it to blow up.
Like, I
That
don't
makes
really
sense.
Right.
know, but there was a massive explosion.
And our main character isn't doing so good. Yeah,
Yeah,
he's
he goes-
pronounced dead on the scene.
Yeah.
By some random
But
bystander.
he looks pristine, like no cuts or anything. You
Yeah,
know?
from being an explosion, he's not no harm at all whatsoever.
no
burns.
char, no bark.
No bodily harm.
He still had great hair.
So he's dead. And this is at this point we're all looking at each other like, what the hell?
I had a tear in
This
my
is not
eye.
how this is going to end. And we called it perfectly. The aliens came over.
I mean, come on, it was so
And
predictable.
No
so
one
predictable.
no one shot the aliens at any point. Everyone was just too saddened by this boy dying. And the aliens walked up
Out of the fire.
and they put their hands together and they did the Macarena and the boy was alive.
Yeah, well, he did some levitation.
They basically just put their hands on the kid and then like he like rose in the air,
Some magic, some street magic, and just
fell back down to the ground and he woke up.
So at this point, it's happy. The kid's alive.
It's like an acceptance moment. Everybody's like, okay.
Yeah. So it's like, okay, the kid's alive. The aliens saved him. Now, how could this movie possibly end? I mean, seriously, where are we going?
We got to wrap it up somehow. Okay, we can send the aliens home,
Okay.
or we can just invite them to live here with us.
We offer them citizenship.
And we watch in court.
They are
As the
swearing
ju-
the oath of becoming an American citizen in full suits and dresses and shoes and earrings. It's ridiculous.
Oh wait, and one of the kids was wearing a McDonald's like play shirt or whatever the hell
kid
it was.
wearing a McDonald's shirt. More product placement. utterly ridiculous scene. I mean, you know how hard people work to get American citizenship, and we give it to these assholes that don't even speak a word of like English or any language.
But
That was
they had
brutal.
the audacity to wrap it up with the family driving a pink Cadillac. How did this man know how to drive? We don't know. But-
The alien dad. This is the ending shot
with
of
the
the movie.
kids. The parents let their kids drive around with aliens.
Unreal. Yeah, and they just hop onto the highway. He doesn't signal. Of course, he doesn't use his signal.
Nope. And they hit you with the "We'll be back soon."
Yep. As I said earlier, they alluded to a part 2.
Which never happened.
No.
I just,
Oh, God.
I mean, I guess we can just go straight into final thoughts.
I
I
mean,
mean-
I had a couple questions I wanted to ask you guys.
Oh, okay,
Just-
sure.
Well, what was your favorite scene? Because mine is him going down the hill and plummeting into the water. I adore it.
I mean, I would say I've seen that scene before, so I'm gonna have to go with the whole thing that happened at McDonald's, because that was just like I'm watching a new movie now. I
almost want to put it on the Instagram, like somehow like record it and just put it on the story.
That would be really funny. That would be nice. I'd probably say just the court citizenship, just how stunning and just
that was ridiculous.
Human clothes was so just stunning to me. It was just hilarious. And I understand like this movie's like was supposed to be serious in a sense, but
but here's another thing. No, you're right, because this is supposed to be a serious movie. I don't think it's listed as comedy at all.
That's the hardest part for me to wrap my head around. This was supposed to be serious.
Isn't like, as far as like any sort of like ceremony or swearing in type thing, you're supposed to speak and say like "I do" or you
have to repeat the words. Like repeat after me. Right?
They just stood there with their O faces and just looked around, and they kind of like shake their body.
Yeah,
you just
kind of whistle. Anybody got any Coca-Cola?
Like yeah, it's like hey, like they haven't agreed to anything. All right, whatever. But
no,
we're bouncing back and forth.
They agreed to drive a pink Cadillac.
Yeah, I don't know where the hell they got that.
Who bought that from?
All right, let's stick with the aliens. Are they assholes in your guys' mind? Are they even worthy of American citizenship?
Honestly, no, because Mac in the beginning of the movie is a complete scumbag, and he destroys.
he was using power tools on the drywall.
Yeah, that was creepy.
Yeah, he was putting holes in the wall, in the door, in the front door,
breaking a bunch of things.
I don't understand why NASA's just like, okay, I don't know if they accidentally took them back to Earth, but I mean, it's like, okay,
it was an accident.
You save this kid, we'll just bring you back home. Just bring him back home,
Put
dude.
him back.
Yeah, right. You got there one time, just put him back on the ship, vacuum him up, and spit him out back at home.
Plenty of Coca-Cola for them to drink, from the ground on their planet.
I'm just trying to imagine how they're going to adjust into the American life. I mean,
like what kind of job?
You're going to have to get a job,
You have to support your family. You got to pay taxes.
Is that what number 2 would have been? Just them trying to adjust into life in America?
Yeah,
in California?
2. It's like, what kind of jobs could they even hold?
I couldn't imagine what part 2 would entail. It's just Mac working at a grocery store bagging items.
I mean, he's better than that. I mean, he can make explosions happen with the flick of his wrist.
I'm sure one of them would have to work at McDonald's.
Oh, for sure. And then the other one would have to work for Coca-Cola.
Oh.
But yeah, I think the aliens were assholes. Constantly, they were just kind of annoying me. Like in the beginning, the little alien was like running around. No one would see him. And the parents pissed me off.
Yeah, they were bad.
You want
to get to these other?
Yeah,
we talked about practical.
I'm kind of good with everything.
Well, I mean, just from like the monster looked pretty bad, but I appreciate all practical effects. They put a lot of work into the costume design. So
my favorite practical effect in it was when they flattened Mac because he was on the hood of the car. He got like hit by a car, and they made it look like he was roadkill flat.
Yeah,
that was kind of cool.
That was fun.
I enjoyed that.
Yeah, I mean, good. Yeah, dude. Practical effects are sweet. They're hard to do. So I mean, they just weren't able to capitalize.
Yeah, they couldn't pull it off.
Yeah, which it happens. I mean, I wouldn't know how to do it.
So. No way. Yeah.
Do we want to move on? I mean, I know you said writing and acting, but I mean,
it's just
that's
bad.
Like pretty much we know. So yeah, do we want to move over to final thoughts then?
Mm-hmm.
All right, I'll just go first because I always go last. But I mean, I don't really need to explain myself here. This is not a good movie. It's a funny movie, though. At times, this movie is hilarious unintentionally. So I would say if you're going to watch this, just put it on. Don't really pay attention to it. Just tune in when you want and laugh here and there. That's really all I got. Watch it with other people. Do not watch this by yourself. You're going to hate your life.
I was just thinking, would I recommend this to people? And I don't know. I really don't know because I watched it with you guys and I wanted it to end so bad.
Yeah, me too, man.
So I don't think I can even recommend this to people. Just look it up on YouTube. Look up
That's why I said if.
Look up the highlights.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Catch the McDonald's scene. Catch the classic scene of him falling off the water. Get all that stuff.
There's a lot of better things that you can do in an hour and a half and just not watch Mac and Me.
No.
Yeah, I agree.
No.
So yeah, overall it's pretty terrible, but
it was expected.
I mean, we had to watch it at some point, right?
Yeah. I guess so. We appreciate the movie request.
The recommendation.
The recommendation.
Absolutely.
Don't be sending that dog shit in here anymore.
Yeah, maybe from now on.
And that's a threat.
Maybe we won't listen to the listeners.
Stars. Forgot about that. Yeah, definitely a 1 out of
stars.
5. I mean, I would go lower, but I mean, 1 out of 5. Thanks for trying.
Just 1 out of 5.
1 out of 5. Mac and Me. Terrible movie.
No matter what platform you're using to listen to us, I just want it to be known that we're available on iTunes, Spreaker, and YouTube. So if you like our content, please be sure to follow all of our channels so you can stay in the loop with new episodes. Also, feel free to give us a rating and leave us comments, or send us an email at screenplayjunkie.show@gmail.com. We'd love to hear your feedback. Also, if you have any recommendations of screenplays we should read, movies we should watch, or really anything, let us know on any of our platforms. We're always looking for other things to check out. On the next episode, we're going to take a look at the 2011 Kristen Wiig comedy, Bridesmaids. Thank you for listening. We hope you can join us next time.